Today, we dive into the curious case of Millcreek, a quiet, unassuming town in the Midwest that became the center of a financial whirlwind. In the quiet, unassuming Midwest town of Millcreek, life was as steady as a ticking clock. You know the type. Small town charm, everybody knows everybody, and change comes slow if it comes at all. That is, until Max Harper arrived. Harper, an entrepreneur with a knack for tech, brought something nobody expected: Millcreek Prosperity Bank. Now, this wasn't your small town typical bank. Think more Silicon Valley than small town America. The sleek, futuristic interface caught everyone's attention. And the reviews, let's just say glowing is an understatement. Social media couldn't stop talking about it, and soon, neither could Millcreek. Now, Max's bank dangled irresistible loans that seemed too good to pass up. For a while, they were legit. Folks in town jumped at the chance, renovating homes, launching businesses, and snagging the latest SUV and pickup trucks. Coffee shops buzzed with the chatter about the town's sudden boom, and Millcreek's GDP just exploded. Soon, big city news outlets were all over the Millcreek Miracle. But was everything really as it seemed? Let's dive deeper. For years, the town of Millcreek was booming. Main Street, which used to be a row of old brick buildings, transformed into a hotspot filled with trendy boutiques, cafes, and eateries. The media called Max a financial genius, and it felt like everyone in Millcreek was living the dream. But dreams can be deceptive. As the initial euphoria faded, reality set in. Borrowed money had to be repaid. Overdue payment notices started stacking up. Those who had heavily invested in their newfound wealth suddenly began to struggle. Stores that expanded too quickly found themselves drowning in loan repayments. Homes were repossessed. Businesses closed their doors. The once booming town of Millcreek was now in financial decline. The supposed prosperity, well, it was all built on credit, not actual wealth. And now, with debts piling up, the truth was clear. It was all just an illusion. Now, this isn't just a modern problem. In 1971, the US GDP was over $1 trillion, while the debt was $1.5 trillion. Now, 2024, the GDP has surged to $28 trillion, but the debt has exploded to $100 trillion. This massive borrowing spree signals a trend that can't last forever. I mean, have you ever wondered why so much wealth today seems almost unbelievable? Well, follow me for a second. A huge chunk of modern wealth isn't built on solid ground. It's inflated by stock values and speculative trading. Much of what we consider wealth in the US economy is kind of like watching only half of an exciting heist movie, the build-up before the twist. On one side of the ledger, debt climbs. On the other side, wealth appears to grow. But when the cycle finishes, both vanish. Debts get paid off, written off, or inflated away, and the assets lose their shine. Now, let's talk about America's publicly traded companies, which the estimated value is around $50 trillion. But is that value real? Take Nvidia, for instance. Its valuation soared to $3 trillion, driven more by hype than actual business performance. Sure, Nvidia is a powerhouse. It's a real company, real profits, real products. As a matter of fact, I'm recording on an Nvidia graphics card as we make this video. But does that truly represent $3 trillion in wealth? And what about GameStop, which became a meme stock skyrocketing due to viral social media posts, which made you and I want to go out and buy the stock? But it wasn't the performance that made the value higher. Rather, it was the frenzy of buyers, people like you and me who rushed in and bought the stocks. And in the process, we sent them to an all-time record high. Now, I'm not saying these companies aren't worth those amounts. But what I am saying is that much of today's so-called wealth is wrapped up in the price of the stock, which often gets inflated through speculative trading. Are investors truly calculating the future earnings of these businesses, or are they gambling on a higher price? But wait, there's more. Many of these publicly traded companies are running on borrowed money. Yes, they're in debt, which makes the true value even more questionable. So the next time you see sky-high valuations, ask yourself, is it real? Or is it just a bubble waiting to burst? Just as Millcreek's prosperity vanished, so too could the illusion of America's wealth fade when the credit cycle ends. Turning back to our story, Max Harper, once hailed as a hero, quietly vanished from Millcreek. He abandoned a town now struggling with economic woes, and as Millcreek's residents started to piece their lives back together again, they discovered a powerful truth. Real prosperity comes from sustainable growth and diligent savings, not the seductive mirage of easy credit. The problem with the town's economic boom was that it was built by credit, not savings. Savings are pretty straightforward. You spend them, enjoy them, and that's it. Credit, though, that comes with strings attached. If invested wisely, credit can generate new wealth. But if it's just spent frivolously, then there's no new income to pay off the debt. People simply spend money they don't have and end up being poor for it. But what do you think, guys? I'm talking about a fictional story here, Millcreek and whatnot. It's not a real town, but the consequences are nonetheless pretty severe. And I want to know, do you see a similarity between Millcreek and the United States? Where do you think all of this debt and credit is going to place us? Where has it placed us in our personal lives? I'd really love to know your thoughts on all of this. And I think others also want to know your thoughts. Put it in the comments below. Share your thoughts. Let's kick off a conversation, so to speak. And if you like this video, do me a favor, click the like button. Better yet, subscribe for the next video. Until next time, we'll continue to navigate this complex financial world video at a time. And remember, dig deeper than the headlines. Understand the flashy numbers don't always tell the full story. And always question the system, because sometimes it really is rigged. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's build a better future together. Peace out, and I'll catch you on the next video.